Okay. Good evening to everyone. I hope everyone is doing well this evening. Yesterday was a little much, but we just have to keep praying. All families involved. All I can say is just keep praying. I'll continue to pray for you guys, and I hope that you guys are praying for myself and my family as well. And as far as the community that's not directly involved, I really hope you guys are praying. And for those of you that are praying, especially for me, thank you. Thank you for your prayers. I truly, truly, truly appreciate them. Tonight we are going to, my scripture first of all is Mark 4:22. For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come to light. That is my scripture. And tonight we're going to actually talk about, I've had questions constantly throughout all of this in regards to what was the prosecuting attorney and the police officer saying about Ashley Woolsey Winans knowing my brother. So I am going to share with you a recording that pretty much sums it up in regards to that. And this recording comes from a Jack McQuarrie, which was he was supposed to have been the special prosecuting attorney that was assigned to the case, and he was supposed to come in and he was supposed to meet with the family, and we were supposed to have the opportunity to look and see if all of your wonderful statements or interviews actually was added to the file for those who actually did try to reach out and help. He was supposed to give us an opportunity to look over the case file with him and everything. This is what his superior had shared with us, and this did not happen. None of this happened. As a matter of fact, I don't think he made a phone call to any of our family members. I'm almost sure of that. I know that my brother reached out to him, and my brother, he didn't feel so pleased with the conversation he had with him. And this was the only conversation I had with him, which you guys are about to hear. And it's pretty much giving, it pretty much wraps up about what they did in regards to all the information that was shared in regards to people saying that the two of them knew each other. Now, as for myself, do I know whether or not Ashley Woolsey Winans and my brother knew each other? A lot of you know I was gone a long time. So I personally don't know that answer. Like, I don't know, Ashley, and I don't know her relationship with my brother personally. We did have quite a few people that did say that they knew that the two of them knew each other. And some of those people actually tried to come forward and share this, and some people made posts about it and everything. But during that time, unfortunately, the sheriff department or the El Dorado Police Department or the detectives, they were not at that time policing Facebook. So they wasn't taking any statements at that time from Facebook, whether it was stated from even family members themselves or anybody, because that's not what they were doing at that time. So we were told. So, and I know you guys are aware that, yes, we do. If you stroll through my page, you'll come to a place on my page where there's like a collage full of different postings that were put up during that time. And I know that I don't want to call a name right now because I'm not for sure which one specifically said it, but I know that it was said that, okay, well, we don't know if their page was hacked or not, and that somebody put that information up there. Well, to this day, some of those very same profile images are still their profile images. And I did have, and I can say this because I did have at least 2 witnesses standing outside the door of the courtroom when it was told to me. But Ashley's father himself said to me and confirmed that the postings were put up by his family. And he confirmed that in front of my mother and another lady who is not a relative of ours. She actually works with attorney advocates, if I'm not mistaken, is what she does for a job. It was my first time meeting her, but she was standing there as well. So, so we do know those posts are real and true posts, which I'm almost sure that they are real and true posts as well. Moving on, so the question is whether or not the police department, investigating officer, prosecuting attorney, whether or not they were aware of Ashley and Donald knowing each other. This is what he shared with us, or he shared with me in regards to that. Let me see.
Okay. And then we got dates on it, and I apologize, I don't have that file right here in front of me right now, but I know that he put it off, probably a month or 2, because I have cases all over the state of Arkansas. And during that time period, I will be taking a look at this thing to determine what, if any, charges should be filed in this matter. And once I do that, then I will either get in touch with all the witnesses on this thing if I proceed with the charges as they are, or I will take care of the charges that have already been filed. But during that time period, I'll be working on it. And we will also, I will get with the victim witness coordinator down there in El Dorado, so that she can send, you know, letters, phone calls, that sort of thing to family, so that we can keep everyone in touch as to court dates, that sort of thing, so that everybody will know, you know, we're going to have a court date in 2 weeks or something like that, so so everybody can be there. Okay.
Okay. Are you going to go back and look at some of the things that were left out of the file case?
What are you talking about, things that are left out of the file case?
Well, I know that when we talked to them, they shared that they was not aware that the young lady, which I actually had an opportunity to meet yesterday for the first time, but they had shared that they wasn't aware that my brother was in Lewin during that time. That right before they had only
was in Lewin?
Yes, sir. And Lewin is, and I found out Lewin is where she lives. And I don't believe they included the fact that that they knew each other and that they had worked together and that they even had an intimate relationship at one while.
Okay, I've seen some of those rumors, and that's from like 3rd and 4th parties through like Facebook and stuff, which you've got to understand, the investigators call those people, pull them in to find out, you know, is this just your opinion exactly what the heck it is. And all that does is send the investigators down rabbit holes, spending days and weeks on stuff that doesn't, that is not true to begin with. So I know that the police have been trying to track down some of that because I saw, and it may have been your brothers from California, I believe, that came in and spoke with them about, look, this old friend of mine sent this thing that said that she knows that they know each other and that they used to smoke together and all that. And I know that the investigators have tried to track down all of that, but the sources that are given to the investigators always end up saying, well, no, not really. I just kind of thought that. And so when they start putting that kind of crap in Facebook and everything, all that does is totally screw up an investigation. So I know that they have, tried to track everything down, but if y'all get anything that is credible, please notify the sheriff's department and they will track it down. They will check it out to see if it's real or not. But, we can't sit here and everybody pop up, oh, well, I think that they, were lovers, when there's absolutely no proof of that whatsoever. And so, yes, they track all of that down. But if y'all feel like that there's something really strong, call the investigators on it. Not me. I'm not the investigator on it.
And who is the investigators? Because they pulled the first one. So who are they saying is the investigator on it?
It's the sheriff's department. You just contact the sheriff's department. They'll get you in touch with the detective.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So to answer your questions in regards to what did they do about them knowing each other, as I share with you, I was away for so long, so I wasn't aware of Ashley's relationship with my brother, their interactions with one another. I know that we had quite a few people to actually say that they were aware of it. And you hear them say that, some of those people actually came forward, but unfortunately, still it didn't make it to the domestic side of things because I guess they did not take in consideration of their statements. So I don't know. I don't know how one would move forward with that. I do know that it was also said that they worked at El Chico's in El Dorado together. But needless to say, moving from that, I wanted to read. I actually didn't read this, and this is a posting from a Miss Utopia Bradford Bradfield, which is the sister of Ashley's, from my understanding. I didn't read this until after the fact, like really, really after the fact, because I was going through so much at the time that my brother was killed. And I know that it caused an upset in the community, and it caused an upset within my family, but I still didn't go and read it because I was going through a lot already, and trying to accept that my baby brother was killed and trying to hold all these pieces together for my family. So I do want to visit this. A post that she made, and this is one of the first posts, if not the first post that went out there. It says, since every African American in this, you guys forgive me for the curse words, I don't usually curse, but since every African American in this damn town wants justice for Donald Manning, let's see if you know the whole story. To me, it sounds like that was an invite. It sounds like you had something to say. And I'm really surprised that, the sheriff department, the police department, the investigating officer, didn't reach out to you and see exactly what it was that was on your wonderful mind. But you said, let's see if we know the whole story. Why was he out in the highway at 5:30 in the morning while it was raining? You sound like you had an answer. Additional to that, it sounds like you really had some insight or was able to get good intel from the police officers that we wasn't even able to get. And you had some privileges there, because when I made it to my mom was screaming and hollering because they wouldn't allow her to go and identify her son. They wouldn't allow her to go and see her son. But you seem to be aware of some privileges that Miss Ashley had. As we move forward in your statement, the police told my sister they could smell alcohol on him. Also, he only had a broken arm and head injuries. You know a lot about what happened or what was going on with him. And then you move forward to say that your sister saw him under the tarp. Okay, I don't know how you can see somebody under the tarp, but okay. But he did, just for the record, yeah, he did have a broken arm. I seen that for myself in the morgue, not on the street, not under the tarp. So as I said again, he was pretty head on in describing his injuries. Then it says, calling my sister-in-law a murder will do nothing for you. Apparently, most of the family, now listen to this, and this is from someone who is supposed to be a stranger. This is supposed to be a family that is supposed to be a stranger to him, not knowing him, but you knew some really personal stuff about him. Apparently, most of the family didn't even spend time with him, much less go to see him while he was in prison. While he was in prison so many times. So don't say you were robbed from your time with him because you had 42 years and didn't do nothing. Don't blame someone if you don't know the full effing story. So again, here it is again. This young lady is begging to tell the truth and shame the devil. She has a story to tell. At least that's what I'm picking up here, and I could be wrong. But you keep saying, we don't know the whole story. We don't know the whole story, but obviously you know the whole story. Again, I don't understand why they didn't come to you and ask you what was the story. But probably instead, someone came to you and said, take it down, because you took it down so quick. But once you put something up on Facebook, it's there. Or put something up on the internet, it's there. But you went forward on and you said, the Woolsey in you was about to come out. And I'm not going to stand here and let people bash my damn sister. Justice for Ashley, I can be ghetto also. I can't even say whether or not I would have replied to this, even if I would have read it during that time, because I'm not petty like that. But what I will say is that this is just as malicious as the murder itself. For your family member to kill a man and you go and you bash or try and rip apart the family that's already grieving, you're horrible. There's something seriously wrong with you. And I really, really apologize for you feeling like this was okay. It wasn't okay at a time like this, and I don't think there's ever a time when something like this is okay in the middle of a death. If you have a story to tell, if you know what happened on that street that night, whether it happened before the accident, whether it happened during the accident, or whether, whatever it is, maybe you found out the details afterwards. Maybe she came and she talked to you afterwards. I don't know. But if you have something to say, then you say it. Again, I don't know what Ashley's relationship was with my brother. I don't know if they had a falling out or what. They easily could have. I don't know. But you sound like you had a lot to say. And unfortunately, during this time, I guess, when you was interested in talking, the sheriff department or the investigating officer or the prosecuting attorney, they wasn't policing Facebook at the time. Ashley, I don't know your story. And I've heard a lot of people make it up on the way. A lot of people. From where they tried to fill in the gaps for you, made excuses for you. Only you know your story. And as I stood outside the courtroom that day, and I held you in my arms, I shared with you then, I don't know anything about you. Nothing. Except for the fact that you took my brother's life. You have a story to tell. It's your story. It doesn't matter if people don't want to hear it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't fit up to what everybody else has been saying. Because I've given you recordings, I've given you audios in regards to what people were saying to us. And I wasn't born yesterday, baby. I know you've been sitting there listening. If you haven't been listening through your own page, you've been listening through somebody else's. So if in fact these are not your stories, these are not your truths, then tell your own story. Tell your story. To Tracy Teasley, I know they threw your name out there so many times. I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. You have a story too. I know they wanted us to believe so much your involvement in everything. But see, that's just the thing. When people are willing to throw somebody under the bus, a lot of times they don't deserve to be there. But only God knows the truth. That's all I have for you guys today. Continue to pray. God bless.